Thursday, 29th of July, the ZrT Trackmania Cup will return with the playoffs. One of the players who had the strongest history at this cup is Bren, and once again, he's ready for a semi-final. Bren, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry it's been such a long time. I'm becoming a casual, but it's ZrT Cup. You are here. Everything is fine, at least for now. So, how is life at the moment for you in France?
Well, life is pretty good. Thanks for inviting me to the podcast. Yeah, everything's going fine. I'm streaming, I'm playing, life's going good. It's summer. I can't complain.
Mm.
Like always, I won't complain anyways.
Is there a surprise for you making it into the semi-final? Because if you go back to the history of this cup, you are notoriously in the semi-final. You are there every time. But I spoke with CarlJr between the Saturday and Sunday. I said to him, I put $50 on your team making it. He said, no way, we have the hardest quarterfinal. Are you surprised that you actually made it into the semi-final? For the people that don't know, it's you, CarlJr, the two best players at the cup, and then it's a French streamer, Kenny, who's a good Trackmania player, but compared to the level of the top competitive players, he shouldn't have a chance at least.
Well, honestly, I wasn't really aware if we could go to the semifinals or not. Like we aimed for the quarterfinals at first, like it was our main goal, like reach the quarterfinals. And I secretly aimed for semifinals, like I thought it could be possible to do it. So we practiced for it. Maybe not as good as for the others, the ZrT Cup, obviously, because we don't stand a chance to win the cup.
Mm.
But yeah, I kind of aimed for semifinals because I thought it could be possible, but I wasn't sure of the level of the other teams and everything. But luckily we made it. We played pretty good. Kenny did some sick rounds as well, like getting some clutch points and everything. So I think it went pretty well. And yeah, I'm quite surprised that we made it, but I hoped that we could, and we made it. So it's pretty cool.
It's sort of funny to hear because I had CarlJr on before this started. He said, "Yeah, I will take it fun this year, not train as hard. He would train, but that would be on stream and put hours in, but not like you usually do. You and CarlJr train offline, look at runs, look at lines. But once I do the stats, well, who is at top of that list? It's you and it's CarlJr. So you are still the guys collecting the most amount of points. Did that surprise you that you had good enough level to collect so many points?"
I actually thought the level was a bit higher than that, because in the end it wasn't that good, even though it would go much higher during the semifinals and even the finals, seeing Gwen getting like almost 12 world records now. So I was a bit surprised that we could claim first and second spot, but I wanted to play good. I wanted to be part of the best players of the cup as always, because it was my ego, you know. But yeah, I think we did much better than we thought, and it's pretty satisfying. Also, I think when I play the ZrT Cup, I have some extra motivation compared to other tournaments, and it makes me practice more easily and more, actually, just more. And I just like it, so it makes me a better player in itself. So I think it's pretty surprising that we claim first and second, but I think both of us wanted to get at least maybe top 5, you know? Like just for our ego and the sake that we played good, just to know it.
But how much time do you put into this compared to, let's say, what you did in 2019 when you and CarlJr won it together? Because that year it was not maybe a different feeling, but the overall feeling in the community then was like everybody's going to train hard for that cup because it's finally going into a stage. It's going to be the biggest stage we had in a while. So can you tell how different is this compared to the 2019 edition for you personally?
Well, obviously we didn't have the same goals as during the other cups, so we didn't play as much, and we surely didn't play as intelligently. Like we both played on stream quite a lot actually. Like I maybe streamed maybe let's say 70 hours of training around that, maybe 80. I don't know. I'm not sure, but that's about the time we spent on the maps. Maybe about 4 hours outside of the stream because we wanted to see a few strats and everything, obviously. But I mean, it's nothing compared to what I do the other years, because it could go to maybe 150 for the cups. I also went in holidays for the first 2 weeks when the maps were released, so I couldn't play as much as usual. But at the same time, it's pretty much the same thing for all the players. Maybe except a few ones, maybe BS, which is Glass, Dofort, and everything, who went on a boot camp and everything. But the whole community didn't prepare as much as the other years, so we didn't feel late on the training or anything. Like it's pretty much the same thing as the other years. Like everyone practiced, but just less. So it's kind of, I don't know if it makes sense, but we felt ready compared to the other players. If maybe Gwen and everyone else I mean, Bren, Papu, Aurel, and everyone else, practiced as much as the other years, we would be very, very late in the training. But I mean, it went fine, so I
Mm.
think we were ready at least.
Mm. In the interview with CarlJr, he said that the original plan or idea was for you, Gwen and CarlJr, to play together, but that was sort of thrown out the windows. But what can you tell what you thought once you had announced your team and you know that okay, then I'm gonna have one quote unquote weak player, and it's likely that the other players are gonna stack up, so you have now the sort of impossible task to beat a team like Gwen, Papu, and Orel. That basically once you said to Kenny, okay, you can play with us, you also said that okay, we are not going to be able to battle for the title if another team like Gwen, Papu, and Orel steps up.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty confident in saying that whoever Gwen plays with, like Aurel, Papu, Glass, Dofo,
Yeah.
anyone else, the team would be as good or almost as good as if we played with Gwen or anyone else. Like any pro team is at the top,
Hmm.
and it's not only us, but you know when you put pro players together, it's surely a sick team. And when we played with Kenny, I had, as I said, my ego that wanted to perform quite good for myself. But if we went out during the quarterfinals or the eight finals or anything, like I wouldn't be disappointed because we knew we couldn't battle with the best teams. So we just had a fun mindset and wanted to enjoy the tournament, and it made the qualifications much more enjoyable than the other years actually, because the first rounds were also a bit stressful and everything. So I think our mindset was pretty fun and enjoyable compared to the other years. And despite the fact that we wanted to play good, we still wanted to enjoy our time and especially want to, you know, make Kenny discover what it is to play against the top players
Yeah.
and see how it is to compete and see how stressful Trackmania can be. And I think he loved it as well. So
Hmm.
it's pretty like I guess we won our ZrT Cup just from the fact that he enjoyed, we enjoyed, and like that's what we wanted. And
Hmm.
it's GG, I say.
Yeah, because in the intro I said, well, you have been in so many semifinals, but normally when you get into semifinal, I can only imagine that, okay, semifinal is just a stop before the grand final, that it's going to be my goal, and then I'm going to try to win it. But now it feels like the sort of atmosphere for your team is that you're just happy for being in the semifinal. It's already better
Mm.
than maybe your goal together was. So going into the semifinal, no pressure for maybe the first time, besides your own ego, maybe. But I said in
Yeah.
the sort of preview show that I now published today with Wingo Bear and Speed Self that I don't see it as 100% unlikely that you are completely out of the picture, or at least out of the running for making it. For people that didn't see the preview show and only hear, I can sort of explain my idea, and then you are supposed to sort of answer if I'm way off. I'm thinking that you and CarlJr are not going to collect points, or at least not collect a lot of points in the start. And once maybe Dofold, Glass, whoever starts to get closer to a finalist mode, or even when they get finalists, then you and CarlJr starts to play. Because in finalist mode, you need to win a round. And if you have more attempts to sort of win a round, because if you are finalist and then win a round, you are finished. But if you win a round with 0 points, then you get 10 points. If you win a round with 10 points, you get 20 points. So then you can sort of just win on a win streak. And that is not only the goal, because then, besides you and CarlJr starting to catch up, Kenny will have more time to ultimately get to his finalist attempt, and then he will maybe have a chance in finalist mode himself. And who knows, in finalist mode, everything can happen. This is my dream. This is my sort of reality that I'm hoping is gonna happen. But tell us, do you have any sort of strategies, or are you just gonna try to win the match for your own ego? Are you trying to beat CarlJr? Tell us, do you have anything? Do you have any insights?
Well, I can only say you are right. Like we put this time, I'll put my ego on the side at all. Like I don't care about points anymore. But we'll try to bring Kenny to the top and then try to deny. I think our chance to go through is probably 1 out of 1,000. You know, like it shouldn't happen. If
Yeah.
they play good, it should never happen. But maybe you know there could be a clutch round. Maybe I don't know, maybe Glass and Dofo make their finalist mode and then it's only Snow left and then we clutch around when Kenny's finalist and he gets first and then we can deny him. Like we never know, but it shouldn't happen.
Hmm.
Like we should fail at doing that, but maybe there's a chance. But we'll try to do like some sort of strategy to deny them and put some pressure on them, maybe write a bit more in the chat and then just try to get in their mind and hopefully clutch the match, but it shouldn't happen. And they're good players, and they have a strong mindset as well, so it shouldn't happen. But maybe, who knows? We'll try at least. We'll try.
Yeah, for people that don't know, maybe some sort of casual English fans that only see that, okay, you're up against Dofold, Glass, Snow, not some names that you see battling in Trackmania Grand League, so maybe it should be easy for Carl and Bren, but they are players who joined this scene for the ZrT Cup. They are players that take this cup more seriously than they took the Trackmania Grand League World Cup. So, and they have been on a boot camp for 2 weeks and playing together. So, do you see, maybe if you sort of look besides your own team, that RBS Plus a real strong contender to Gwen, Papu, and Aurel, and are they probably the biggest contender?
I think they are. I think they're the closest to beat Gwen, Papu, and Aurel. I see them as the second team still. Like, I don't see them beat Gwen, Papu, and Aurel, but I think they could challenge them and maybe, deny them a few finalists and then make it a very, very close match. But honestly, I wouldn't see them beat them just because of their experience and the fact that they're a bit less skilled and everything, but they're still insane players, and it's an RT Cup and everything could happen. So I think they could actually do a sick match. Especially if there's a third team that can challenge them as well. Like, there are a few, like the Yannick's Acida Cross, for example, or the one with Worker, Binks, and Wazil. Like, they could do good as well, so it could be a sick final. And they could be, I mean, the main team could be a bit challenged by the other players. I think.
One of the storylines going into last year's edition, when it was the first edition in the new game, was that it was 6 French players and then 2 non-French players, but it was Yannick and CarlJr, basically French people, or at least French-speaking players. This year it's 24 French players out of 27, and then it's CarlJr, Dofold, and Yannick once again, so also French-speaking players. Do you think the ZrT Cup is becoming more and more of a French show, and why is it so, if so?
I think this year is pretty special, and it didn't really bring the international players to play the cup. But next year it's gonna be played in a LAN event if we're lucky enough. Actually, if COVID can finally go away, yeah, hopefully we can only pray. But yeah, I think this was a special year, and only French players were kind of interested in it because it's only a boost for streamers and everything. Like, what ZrT Cup is like. But I think next year we're going to see like the most stacked level we've ever seen, and probably the most international players we've seen. That's my bet, at least. I'm not sure of it, but that's how I see it. Because I think next ZrT Cup could be one of the biggest Trackmania events that we've ever seen, even compared to the World Cups and ESWC and WCG and whatever. So I think people will be interested, and we could even see players that haven't played in the previous ZrT Cups just try and get through, because it's gonna be one of the best events we've ever seen, and everyone should try at least. That's my bet.
I tried to upload this clip of me interviewing ZrT last year to sort of explain to the casual international fans why there is no English cast, because and sort of the feedback I got from it was sort of the opposite of what I wanted, because in the comment section it was like, that's not a good answer, that's not what he should think about us. But for myself, it's basically that the problem is not for his point of view, because ZrT basically just want to host his own cup. The problem is that the game is so small that the international community and the Trackmania community view this as one of the major cups. I don't think ZrT cares if we call it a major cup or not, but you're a French guy, you know the French scene better, you know ZrT better. Can you try to sort of enlighten people about why there is no English cast? Because it's an easy ad, but it seems to be important for ZrT not to add.
I think there should be an English cast, personally. I think it could be interesting to bring the international community to what the ZrT Cup is. But in a way, I don't know what are the exact reasonings of ZrT, and I'm not sure if he's right or wrong. Like, it's not my point. But yeah, I think, like, ZrT is French. Most Trackmania players are French. He has a good relationship with Hillis. And like, it brings to the point that we have, like, the most of the positive aspects of the ZrT Cup benefits the French players. Like, we can't deny it. And I wish it could benefit the other ones as well. but I'm not really sure why he decided to avoid the international cast. But yeah, surely the point is that he doesn't really care if we call it, as you said, a major cup. Like he just wants to organize something, have fun with it, make show that he can do great stuff with small games, and it's his personal objectives. Like he doesn't really care if we benefit from
Yep.
it. Like it's just a plus. So I don't really know why, but I guess his point is pretty fair,
Mm.
and I just wish it was a bit different. But we're just already lucky enough that we have that, and I'm still pretty confident in saying that most of the French viewers still go and watch a bit of spam stream, virtual stream, and like hear about what Trackmania is in a bigger way. And I can see that from my stream as well. Like people are getting more and more interested in Trackmania still, and we could eventually see an international stream next year. I don't know, but
Mm.
like it would make sense considering that Trackmania is getting bigger and the international scene is a hard word for me. Could get interested in ZrT Cup next year, like even in a bigger way. So I'm not really sure, but that's my take, and I think it could improve next year. I
Mm.
don't know.
If we finally, the final question is basically about the next years because we wanted ZrT to host it last year in Bercy. We wanted ZrT to host it this year in Bercy, but sadly COVID has affected it, and now the schedule plan is for it to be in 2022 in May. There, people speak with it with big eyes, with big words about it being the greatest event that Trackmania has seen, at least the greatest stage for it. If you are to look forward to it, can you tell us how much does it mean to you to for that cup already? Because it feels like even though there was a cup coming up soon, people started already to think about how much they're going to prepare for the next year's edition. So already like looking forward over this edition.
Honestly, I'm taking tournaments like one by one. Like I'll be focusing on TMGL first, and then the next season, and then the Dart Cup, and maybe GA or anything
Yep.
before. So I'm not really thinking of the Dart Cup next year from now on, but it will surely be my biggest objective. And if I claim the win or at least a good result, it will be my best result ever on Trackmania and probably the biggest achievement in my career. Because it's the cup I've been playing for years now, that I've tried to win for years now, always getting beaten by CarlJr or winning with him, which was probably the one of the biggest things in my life as well. So I'll surely want to win it and try my hardest to claim the win for sure. I even see it as a bigger challenge for me than World Cup or TMGR or anything, but I can't really afford to dodge tournaments or
Yeah.
dodge objectives for myself, for the game, and for Kameto Corp as well, obviously. So it will be one of the biggest thing I want to win for sure. Like it's my main objective, but I'm not thinking from now on. It will come. Like in a few months, I'll be focused on it, playing maybe too many hours a day to win it, but it will be time to do it at this time, not now.
New for this edition was that this year is a trio edition. If I quickly ask you, what do you think about next year's edition? It's such a big event, it's such an important event. Do you think that that should be a solo event to sort of crown the best single player in ZrT Cup, or should it be a duo format like we saw in Strasbourg? Should it maybe be once again a trio format? Do you have any take on that?
I think it won't be trio or more because it's a bit boring and we don't have enough players to make it interesting. So it will either be solo or duo. I'm not sure of what's the best, but the thing is, if it's solo, I'll try to beat CarlJr for once, and the other players, of course, because Gwen is pretty strong as well now, and probably even way more players for Bercy. Um, that's the thing. If it's solo, I'll be happy. If it's duo, I'll probably team with Carl and try to win for a second time and be very happy to do it as well. So it's pretty much 50-50. I don't see any other plans than solo or duo, but if it's one of the two, I'm happy either way. Like I don't really mind, but both are very good for me, and the goals will be different, but still enjoyable for me. So I don't really mind, but let's just hope it's not trio or quattro or who knows.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time here on Saturday. We are recording this 20 minutes now, so I can only wish you the best of luck on Thursday once you are playing your semi-final. And like I said, I don't see it as completely unlikely that you make it into the grand final. And if you make it from the semi-final beating BS Plus, then maybe it's possible to win it even though one more time. And then we come back here for a trio winning interview with Bren, CarlJr, and Kenny. So only wish you the best of luck, Bren. I have my money on you making it. I don't want to put pressure, but I have some money on you making
well,
it. So let's see. Let's see. I only wish you the best of luck, Bren.
You're probably the only one who puts money on it, so you'd gain big. You'd gain big.
I will send you
And
champagne
thanks.
once you make it, and hopefully you will be better luck
Okay.
with spraying the champagne this time.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not think about bad things.
But yeah,
And
thank you
thanks.
so much for taking the time and doing this, and good luck again.
Thank you. Thank you.